Hello, I'm Dr. Tuepenz,
And I'm Gaplord.
and we are the Juice Crew Villains.
I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life, and I'm not living it right, but I don't give a damn.
Good day, victims and victettes. Victims and victettes. It's me, your friend extraordinaire, Gaplord. And today we're going to talk about a topic we think is be fun and insightful. We're going to discuss our thoughts on the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Give you our opinions. We'll like some of you guys' opinions, you know. So Dr. Tuepenz, what are your thoughts or your breakdown or summary of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial?
Man, I can't lie. This is one of them ones that I wasn't really heavily involved in like that because I saw the tape from last year. And I was still shocked that they even had a trial. I mean, it was obvious on the tape that they was attacking him. They were coming near him. I watched a little special with Judge Joe Brown where he broke down the law in the state of Wisconsin when it comes to the situation. And he was clearly within the means of the law. And I mean, if I'm a judge, just looking at common sense is like, how can we prosecute this person when these people were reaching and grabbing for a gun it's a loaded gun? You know what I mean? Like, and then you're at a place where, people are doing, riots and stuff like that. But what I noticed was, the blacks. The blacks, you know what I'm saying? Not black people, but the blacks. The blacks.
Y'all know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
We say the blacks.
Yeah, it's a difference. There's levels to this.
Yeah.
But they wanted Cal to be locked up because they are retarding themselves with emotion. Now, what I mean is when I say retarding themselves, I'm saying that they're slowing down their progress. They're slowing down their ability to learn and process information by just assuming stuff off of memes. They're not properly using information, and that's how you're retarding yourself. The definition retarded should be right here for those with sensitive feelings. But other than that, let me see what else I had. I think Kyle was wrong for the fake crying. The crying didn't look real, but who knows? I don't know. I wasn't inside his mind, so I don't know. Maybe that's how he really cries. Who knows? I don't know. But to me, it looked like he was fake crying. And if I was a judge, I would have messed around and sent him to jail just for that and wasting the court's time. Other than that, I want to say that overall, what I would say about it, people and the blacks need to gather more facts before speaking on people, places, and things not directly related to them.
Like a robot.
Because I want to make sure they catch all of this.
Clear.
I want to be clear what I'm saying. Get more facts. We got to stop this. We in the era of I'm gonna call them the meme prophets. You know what I'm saying? The meme political activists.
Yeah, you say something very
ridiculous.
important. Is why, even without knowing any facts of the case or anything, my question based off what you were saying as well is like, why would you chase anyone with a gun? When I was younger and people pulled guns out in my community, I usually ran the opposite way.
Exactly.
If I could find the bullets, where they coming from?
And the gun this long.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about a little pistol. We talking about a big old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Rifle.
saying? Shoot your door down gun.
Yeah. So based off what I've seen, what you call the blacks, based off what I've seen, on social media, people speaking out against being upset about the verdict of the trial. I actually watched it with my own eyes on live TV, and I think I probably watched about, total probably close to 10 hours. A little bit over 10 hours, because trials are very long. They take days. So I watched a lot of stuff of it, a lot of the trial, And based off the information I gathered with my eyeballs and based off of like victim testimonies, because the victims were Joseph Rosenbaum, who he killed, Anthony Huber, who he killed, and that Gage Grosket. So just a little background information for people who don't know, and some may do know, like some of the victims. So like Rosenbaum, he was clearly seen on, camera calling Kyle the N-word several times, like shoot me N-word, provoking him to shoot him or trying to provoke him. And he was trying to attack him while being held back by other people with guns.
Now, the blacks would react the same way if that same man would have called y'all the N-word. Continue.
Okay, so yeah, they called him an N-word, and he was a white guy who's bipolar, who's diagnosed as bipolar, which has been stated as a fact, and he was released from a mental hospital not too long ago prior to that incident. The judge ruled that the jurors cannot be told that info, though, so it can be used in court. Even his prior child molestation case could not be, his child molestation case could not be mentioned. So he's seen on film verbally calling him the N-word repeatedly, provoking him to shoot me N-word, and he's a white guy, so he ends up eventually chasing Kyle and then being shot. Exactly what he asked for. And he's clearly seen on video reaching and trying to attack him. I think a lot of people, some people have made the argument that he should have just fought him with his bare hands. I would disagree.
Why you bring the gun?
Yeah, what'd you bring the blammy for?
You feel me? And he called him a nigger.
Yeah.
Y'all black people know. If y'all have any black person in America, if the blacks got an AR, they got that blammy on them, and the white person called them a nigger, you're dead.
They letting the blammy go. So then that's why it's like, why would you attack anybody with a gun? And then, he's seen on camera after he shoots him, he runs to go find help. And on the way, there's a mob of people chasing him. Mind you, some of these people in the mob just setting trash fires and rolling them down the hill and starting dumpster fires and rolling the dumpsters down the hill, being unruly citizens. And they start chasing Kyle. And one of the guys who survived the shot, he's visibly seen chasing. He stops when he pulls the gun up and puts his hand up, and the gun goes down. He proceeds to chase him, and then reaches and pulls out his gun and points it, which he's verbally said during the trial. Which I know if people would have watched, y'all would have been like, this is a no-brainer. It's just too many. I thought. It's just too much stuff. It's a no-brainer.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, man.
The judge was fair. The judge was so fair.
He's fair for bringing it to court.
Yeah.
He didn't have to bring it to court. I know the judge did it because it's a part of the game.
Yeah.
They want him to bring it to court. The blacks, Jesse Jack, do justice.
Yeah.
The judge get no peace. But you got your cousin them shooting up the neighborhood. And
there's a thing there, it's an argument as well, which people are saying it wasn't a riot. It was the Jacob Blake was a protest. And it was actually a riot. By definition as well, a riot is a violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd. When there's burning buildings in the background,
come on,
dumpster fire, fights everywhere, and people acting unruly, that is definitely a riot. I'm not sure why we're debating.
I know why. Them fires was for the scene so they could get around them and sing Kumbaya. So they could stand around in a circle and sing, but they got broke up too quick before they could get around and sing. And then they set too many fires. Too many people wanted to set fires, and they were trying to get to each fire to sing Kumbaya.
It was a bonfire.
Big bonfire. Yeah. Big bonfire. Big bonfires over here.
They was looking for marshmallows, so it's breaking into the stores
to get the supplies, right? And they left the money there, but wasn't nobody to put it in the actual register.
Oh, Wow.
So they had to get the money out the safe to get, you know what I'm saying, to compensate, to recoup the funds they had to use.
Oh, and then they took money from the store because they're going to come back and get some contractors to rebuild what they took
Everything.
down.
They went to go find the contractors and pay the contractors on the spot.
And they stole the Nikes and stuff so they can run and go get them.
Exactly, to run faster,
Wow.
jump higher. Yeah,
I never thought about it.
I never did either.
Huh. It all makes sense. Wow. I just never know. I never even put that together. Dang. It makes sense now.
I see why y'all out here doing this. Woo wee. Oh man.
Okay, but I did want to say, you said he was fake crying. That cry was a very ugly cry, I must admit. But you know, I worked with kids, and I worked with a bunch of kids, and I must say that I have laughed at kids crying like that before. I've seen it, and it's been genuine.
And that's why I said
I
ain't never seen him cry.
Mm-hmm. So when I'm not used to seeing that, I've seen people cry like that before.
I ain't never seen nobody cry like that unless they was lying.
It does look disingenuous, but I've seen people really cry, and it's an ugly cry.
You forgot a word in front of that disingenuous, and that word is very.
No, it looks.
No, it looked very.
Yeah.
Only person I ever seen cry like
you, because I've seen it.
Right, and that's why it's coming from me. To me, and only me, it looks very disingenuous.
And you know what? And my point on it, even if it is disingenuous,
I
don't care.
I'm
gonna do everything I can to, make my case.
But still, I
especially
feel like
when I'm not guilty.
I feel like he didn't have to do none of that. Even if he was fake crying, I feel like Kyle shouldn't have had to go to court in the first place for that. I feel like that's something that shouldn't even went that deep. They should have been able to look at the tape and, avoid the opinion of the mainstream media and the people who don't really have any say-so in the case. If it was some of the victims' families pushing for him to go to court like that, like the way that the blacks were doing, then I could say, okay, maybe, we could talk about it. But you got a whole group of people, and it's crazy because wasn't nobody black that even got killed in this.
Yeah, nobody.
And it just shows you how low on the totem pole the blacks are in terms of thinking and group thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's why they've separated themselves from being black, and now they're the blacks.
And you know what?
You know what I'm saying? Don't be a the black.
Shout out to the jurors for making the right decision, because a lot of the attorneys, the jurors, they was all receiving death threats and all type of things, judge is included. So it was a lot of things going on which can influence a decision. And then, you see it on the news. People are even afraid to speak up and say this out loud, to even disagree with someone who says he should have been jailed. People aren't even willing to even have the talk honestly. I know a lot of people feel like if he was black, it would have worked differently. Well, we shouldn't live in what ifs. And he wasn't black.
Let's go to Neverland.
So just do what's right. And there has been black people who also been treated similar. So that can't be the argument.
Well, this is what I got to go into real quick. Tangent time. It's tangent time. Tangent time. Tell your mama and your daddy it's tangent time. Get your butt up off the floor because it's tangent time. Oh, yeah. This is a prime example of why white people need to mind their business. White people, let the blacks sort it out. They get it together eventually. You know what I'm saying? And those that don't, they'll just fall off, and they'll just still be a group of the blacks that don't get along. Like, we could put "duh" in front of every group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like the whites. You know what I'm saying? You got white people, and you got the whites. The people who identify as white, but is moving like animals. You understand what I'm saying? But white people, y'all go into these protests and y'all up here putting yourselves in the middle of something that really doesn't concern you. And the people that you're trying to fight for are people that will more than likely turn on you within the drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? Because they're fighting this fight with anger and, rage. And you're fighting it from a place of love, not real love, God's love, mama's love.
Yeah, mama's love.
Y'all are fighting this battle of systemic racism with mama's love. It can't work like that. What we have to understand is this: the blacks You know, like I was saying, you know, kind of this case shows how lowly they think of you. It shows y'all people how lowly they think of y'all. We like, look, we gonna pump y'all up with a case that don't have nothing to do with nobody that look like you that y'all been complaining about for the past, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 years or something like that. And we gonna get y'all pumped up with some memes. I wonder who putting these memes out and making these memes go viral.
Right.
Like, y'all got to wake up, man. Like, stop being used. Observe, be aware, but don't care if you wasn't there. Those are some bars.
Yep. Be in the world, not of it.
And that's my tangent. But white people, wake up. These black people, like the kid that got shot in Philadelphia, the student at Temple, he was out there advocating for to get people off, you know, abolish prisons, abolish that, and got killed by a kid who got a rap sheet long as the Nile River.
Yeah, to keep letting him out. Yeah.
And then his mom and them talking about, oh, we still believe in it. What? What? Y'all better mind y'all. The best thing that the majority of people can do in America is mind their business.
Don't commit crime. You don't do time. It's easy.
Like,
it's
my
easy.
God.
Let me tell y'all, it's easy to stay out of prison.
It is. It is, you know, but you know, everybody wants stuff in America because of the TV. Now, I ain't gonna go no deep. That's another tangent. I ain't gonna take y'all down there, but boy, you know I would.
Yeah, so you guys let us know what you think. How do you feel about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial? Do you think the jury made the right decision, or do you think they made a wrong decision? Why do you feel that way? Why or why not? You know, let us know down in the comments.
Free the game. And subscribe. Like, let your people know about the show. Little person.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Y'all do a freestyle?
Nah.
I knew you wasn't, man. Oh, lame.
No, I don't freestyle very well.
Come back in here and drop you some more gems. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what you gotta understand is when you start putting all them different type of thoughts in your mind and you let them go round and around and up and down, you're putting extra weight on yourself and you just gotta let it go. Just like I had to let go of the Dallas Cowboys. I just couldn't root them on no more. I ain't never seen no team lose that many football games and so many just ideal situations for a football organization. It's mind-boggling. I had to let them go. And you knew to do the same thing.